Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Get ready for this week. This is going to be challenge number 5. Today we're going to be learning about circles, area, and circumference of circles, of what that is. So get ready, here we go. Alright guys, so last week you guys were supposed to watch a video, and if you haven't seen the video yet, go back to weekly challenge number 4. And on weekly challenge number 4, on the video that Mr. Rob, your favorite teacher, gave, he talked about basically he talked about pi and what it is. Remember he said in the video, pi is a number. We use this symbol right here, pi, to represent a number that's about 3.14. That's kind of the general rule. How is it that pi existed? How did they come up with this pi? Because pi is a ratio. Remember it said it's a ratio between the diameter of a circle and the circumference of a circle. So for example, if I had a circle like this, just draw a quick circle right here, it takes about 3.14 diameters. 1, 2, 3.14 diameters, which is right here, diameter, 3.14 of these to make that circumference. So pi is a ratio between the diameter and circumference. So what we're going to talk about this week is we're going to use pi to learn about two very, very, very important parts of math called the area of a circle and the circumference. Circumference of a circle. Okay, I'm going to kind of split this up into two parts so you can kind of see the difference. You guys should already know what area is though, generally. Area is basically what? What do you think that means? It's when you have a shape, like let's say you have this shape right here, and you're trying to see, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the space that's inside. Remember we did the area of a composite figure, whenever we had like a shape that was made of multiple different shapes, and you would combine all the areas together. Well, there's a shape that we haven't talked about, which is this one, right? The circle. How would you be able to find the area of that guy right there? There's a formula for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce to you guys this new formula. You're gonna wanna make sure you memorize this throughout the time that you're at home, okay? So the formula is, for the area of a circle, area equals pi times radius squared. Okay, that's a little 2 right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but pi times radius squared. Pi times radius squared. I'm gonna say it again, okay? There's the area. All right. On the other side, we have something else. This is called the circumference. Now, I want you to imagine the circumference of a circle, not the inside, but instead, it's like we talked about in the video last week. It's the outside, kind of like the perimeter of a circle. So imagine circumference as kind of like the outside or the perimeter, okay? So here we go. The circumference of a circle is not this formula. It's a little bit different. So the circumference, the perimeter, is the circumference equals pi, notice we're using pi again, times the diameter. Pi times diameter. So far, there are two very, very important formulas for you guys to keep in mind. We have this one right here, area equals pi times radius squared, and then there's this one right here. The circumference is equal to pi times diameter. So there you go. Keep a good eye on these two, and I'm going to basically go over an example so that you can see how do you find the area of a circle and how do you find the circumference of a circle. So here we go. Okay, so imagine you have a circle. Let's just draw the same circle on both sides. And let's say this circle right here has a radius. So remember, if you remember from last week, radius means from the center point to the outer edge, a radius of, let's say this is 12 inches. Okay? Same thing for this one over here. It's the exact same circle, okay? So I wanted to show you the exact same circle on both sides so that you can see some similarities and differences between area and circumference. All right, so to find the area of this circle, all you have to do is you have to understand what these terms mean. Well, A stands for area, what we're trying to find. Area equals, what did we say pi was? Pi is a number that we talked about last week in the video. It's over here. Pi is about what number can we use here? I want you to use pi as 3.14. We'll just kind of stick to that number for now. So we'll say A equals pi. So instead of pi, I'm going to put 3.14 times the radius squared. Remember, R stands for what? The radius. And what is the radius? Here's the radius, but it says radius squared. That little 2 on top, if you guys remember, I know it's been a while since we've done our do-nows in school, but this little 2 on top means the 12 is not times 2. 12 times 2, nope, that's wrong, right? We talked about this before. Radius squared means 12 times 12. So guess what I'm going to put right here? I'm going to put 3.14 times whatever is the answer to 12 times 12. Well, if you know your multiplication facts, 12 times 12 is what? 144. So notice for radius squared, I didn't put a 12 because the radius is 12 from here to here, but it's radius squared. So I'm going to put 12 squared, which is 144. So there you go. Area equals 3.14 times 144. Basically, that's it. Once you multiply this out, guys, you're gonna get your answer. So let's see what we get. All right, so if I put 3.14 times 144, I want you guys to try to do that on the side, okay? So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you guys to multiply this to see what you get. And then go ahead and unpause the video when you're ready, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what the answer was. So go ahead and pause the video now. Try to solve this real quick. 144 times 3.14. Go for it. Your turn. All right, here's what I got. I got 452.16. And I'm gonna use the inches because it's in inches. And since we're talking about area, remember we talked about area being a 2D, a two-dimensional thing. We're gonna put inches squared. So that's how you find the area of a circle, guys. It's pretty simple once you start doing a little bit more practice on your own, okay? So it's pi, 3.14, times the radius, here's the radius, squared. So 12 times 12, and there you go. That's how you find the area of a circle, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to the other side. All right, guys, if you look carefully here where it says circumference, it says circumference is pi times, not the radius squared, times the diameter. Now, last week, there was a video that you were supposed to watch. I'm gonna keep mentioning that video. If you need to go back to it, go ahead. This is the diameter, all the way across the circle. The radius is not all the way across. It's only halfway across. So what do you think this D for diameter, what would that number be right there? It's not 12. Think about it. Halfway is 12. What would be this whole thing right here? What number do you think that would be? If you thought the number was 24, you are correct, guys. The diameter is 24 inches. Remember, the radius is 12 inches. That means the whole thing, the diameter, is 24. How did I get 24? Well, what's double of 12? 24, okay? All right, so now that we know that the diameter is 24 inches, I think you're gonna see that circumference is pretty easy. All you do is pi, so 3.14, remember we used 3.14 for pi, times, not 12, but what? We just said the diameter is what? 24 inches. Boom. We have to do 3.14 times 24. All right, again, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can figure this out. What is 3.14 times 24? Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so if you got 75.36, you were correct, 75.36. So the circumference, C, the circumference of this circle should have got 75.36. Oh, what did I forget? I forgot to label it. What are we labeling this in? Inches. All right. Okay, So basically, that's it, guys. Let's review real quick. We have pi that we're gonna be using to find the area and the circumference of a circle, okay? To find the area of a circle, basically all you need to know is what is the radius, and then you're gonna square that radius. So 12 squared, we got 144, because 12 times 12 is 144. And then we multiply that times pi to get our answer. All right, on the other side, for circumference, the only difference is instead of using the radius, we can use the diameter. So we're gonna do pi 3.14 times 24, okay? And if you do 3.14 times 24, you should get 75.36. So that's it. So now that you know how to find the area and the circumference of a circle, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with weekly challenge number 5. So here it comes. Alrighty guys, so for this week's challenge, I'm gonna draw a circle and I'm gonna need you to find the area and the circumference of that circle. Remember we talked about earlier in the video, area means the space inside, pi times radius squared, and then circumference is like kind of like the perimeter, the outside of the circle, pi times diameter. So I'm gonna draw the circle and then you need to find the area and the circumference, okay? So here it is. Here's the challenge. Here's my circle. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. And the diameter of the circle, let me see if this works. Yep. So the diameter is gonna be 7 feet. That's pretty much all I'm going to give you as in terms of information. So all you know so far is that you have a circle and that it has a diameter of 7 feet. Using that info, can you find the area, pi times the radius squared, and can you find the circumference, pi times diameter, of this circle? So this is question number 1, question number 2. There's gonna be a couple bonus as well at the bottom in your challenge, so make sure that you take a look at those. So you'll have a couple bonus questions there as well. So stay tuned for those as well. All right, there you go. Weekly challenge number 5. Weekly challenge number 5. Good luck, y'all. All right, guys, last thing. If there's a part to the video that you didn't understand or that's a little bit too confusing, go back, rewind it, go back to the beginning of the video, watch it again. You might need to watch the video a couple times to see how I did area and circumference, just so that you kind of have an idea of how to do it. And then try to do it on your own. Try to do this weekly challenge that I just put up and do your best. If you don't understand it, leave me a private comment on my Google Classroom. You guys already know I respond to those always. So good luck with everything this week. It is due on Friday, this Friday at midnight. So make sure that you're turning that in. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know through Google Classroom and I'll be happy to help. All right, guys, have a good week. Miss y'all. Bye.